Hello everyone, I'm GakiGuyXC2000 with part 2 of my deck profile for my Pendulum monster deck. Sorry, my video camera ran out of batteries, so I'm going to continue here. So moving on to spell cards. Let me focus the camera here. There we go. We got your staple cards, obviously 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Monster Reincarnations, 2 the coveted Supply Squad. Supply Squad I put in there because it doesn't say you can only control 1 Supply Squad. And, so you can activate, say, if you wanted to, 2 at a time, or if I get a third one, 3 at a time. And 1 monster can be destroyed, you can draw 3 cards. Boom, boom, boom. And, I mean, I don't know what it works on that. I think you can do that, but, you know, that's just me. You got your Rain-Come Magic, Variance Force for those Chaosic Seas monsters, and for the really good stuff, you got your 2 Astral Force. And then for my field spell, I just got 1, which is Sorcerer Spell Wall. Nothing great. You don't have to activate it. I don't think it's very necessary, but I just put it in there for the little extra power boost. 300 attack on your turn and 300 defense on your opponent's turn. So, for all your monsters. And then you got 1 Forbidden Dress. Target 1 monster on the field, loses 600 attack, but then can't be destroyed or targeted by other card effects. And then you got your awesome Extra Gate. I'm probably going to bump that up to 2, maybe even 3. But what it is declare a level between 1 and 12. Your opponent banishes a monster between their extra deck of that level. So say your opponent goes, I'm going to sink for 8, and be like, oh, boom, I activate Extra Gate. It's a quick play spell card, so you can do that. And you'd be like, oh, I choose level 8, and your opponent banishes whatever they were gonna, you know, sink for, or exceeds, whatever. I don't know what the policy is on ranks. If it, say, I go exceeds for rank 4 or something, you probably can't activate Extra Gate, but it's good for fusions and synchros, mostly synchros, but you know. So that's my spell cards, and then on to trap cards. I think you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trap cards. So, let's get on to that. You have 1 Raigeki Bottle. Yeah, there we go. What Raigeki Bottle does is, if I can, sorry about that. Each time your opponent controls, or your monster your opponent controls declares an attack, place a thunder counter on this card. You can send this card with 4 or more thunder counters on it to the graveyard, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Which is pretty freaking sweet. And then you got your 1 Horn of Heaven, just to destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and be like, your opponent's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, pendulum summon this. Oh, boom, Horn of Heaven. There you go, you're destroyed. Then you got your 1 Hero Emerges. So you got no monsters. It's a good saver. Then you got your staples. 3 Magic Cylinder, flex your opponent's attack, and then 2 Mirror Force. It kills your opponent badly. It just it's bad for your opponent, you know. And then you got your 2 Gaga Shield. You can equip it to Gaga Magician or Dark Magician. My recommendation would be Dark Magician because, you know, he's a powerful monster. Especially with the Sorcerer Spell Wall card, then you can equip Gaga Shield to it, and it cannot be destroyed up to twice per turn. So which is pretty cool. And then you got your Number Wall because, you know, Number Wall is sweet and it's freaking awesome. So, Number Wall, your opponent, or your number cards cannot be destroyed unless it's by an opponent's number, so. And now along to extra deck. You see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we got 15 cards in the extra deck. So you got your 1 Stardust Dragon. Stardust Dragon's a good synchro, you know, it's a staple for this deck almost. Got your Ancient Pixie Dragon. Level 7 synchro, and after resolving a field spell, Sorcerer Spell Wall, that was activated during your turn, draw 1 card, or it's an opponent's spell or field spell. You can only use this effect once per turn, and once per turn while You can target one attack mode monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And there must be a face-up field spell to activate that. So, Ancient Pixie Dragon is pretty much a good card to use when your opponent has a field spell or you have a field spell. So, you got your Gravity Warrior. Gravity Warrior is a good card. When he's Synchro Summon, gains 300 attack for each face-up monster your opponent controls. And once per turn during your opponent's battle phase, you can target one's defense mode monster your opponent controls and change it to face-up attack mode, and it also must attack this turn if able. So, he's a good saver card. You got your one Celestial Wolf, Blue Lord Sirius, or Sirius, whatever. I like to say Sirius. He's level 6, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, your opponent loses, or target one face-up monster your opponent controls loses 2400 attack for good, which is awesome. Joe Junk Gardener, when he's Synchro Summoned, or once per turn, actually. Select one monster your opponent controls, change its battle position. It can be activated during both players' turn, and when he's destroyed, change an opponent's monster's battle position. Then you got your one Junk Archer. Junk Archer, you need Junk Synchron and one or more non-tuners, level 7. And once per turn, select one monster your opponent controls, banish it until the end phase, and it returns, as normal. Then you got your one Utopia staple, two Utopias, I'm sorry. 2 Utopias. You got your one Utopia Ray. Just for fun, I put Utopia Ray in there. You got your number 10 Illuminite here, which is always good. One Night Path the Operative. One number 40 Gimmick Puppet of Strings. If you get his effect off, which is freaking amazing, once per turn, detach one Xyz material from this card, place one string counter on this card for each face-up monster, except this card, during the end phase, destroy all monsters, and inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. That way. Which is freaking awesome. So, that's always sweet. He's got 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense. Got your Battle Cruiser Dianthus. 3 level 3s monsters. Use an overlay unit from him, inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each card and they use in their hand. Only uses effect once per turn. And then you got your CXC's Battleship Cherry Blossom. Takes 4 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, during your end phase, if your opponent has more cards in their hand than you do, discard one card. If this card has Battle Cruiser Dianthus as an overlay unit, get this effect. Sorry, tired of talking. You can use one Xyz material from this card, inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card in their hand. You may only use this effect once per turn. Then you got your your CXC's Coach Lord Ultimate Trainer. This is what the Astral Forces are for, to get guys like him. If if you don't have any rank up magics, then good luck with that. He takes 4 level 9 monsters. He cannot be targeted by card effects. If this card has an Xyz monster as an overlay unit, it gains this effect. Once per turn, detach one Xyz material from this card, and draw one card, reveal it. If it was a monster, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Pretty good. 3,800 attack, 2,300 defense. So good on the attack, but kind of low on the defensive side. So it's alright. Then you got your one C15 Gimmick Puppet Giant Hunter. 3 level 9 monsters, which is obviously why the Astral Force is in there. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if it was a monster, and it was a monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack, which is pretty good. It's like a magic cylinder, but a monster form, basically. Xyz monster. So that is my deck profile. Really, it's rather simple. Not simple, but it's bad for your opponent. Let's just say that. It's bad for your opponent. So, got your extra deck, got your deck, and yeah, there you go. This is Gaga Galaxies 2000, signing off. Later, guys.